All right, so here's a video for backup camera screen and the new rear view mirror. I did purchase one of these. You can get these with the camera or without. If you get it without the camera, you just need to buy that separately. But if you can see, it's got a very similar mounting situation. It does show that wire. It's got a little thing that can cover it, but I'm not sure it's really going to look any much better. I did excuse me, have the old version of the mirror, the most basic version. It did not have these little things to kind of cover. Unfortunately, this is just not going to work. It's not going to cover the bracket, but that's okay. It's fine. You can see when I put it in reverse, that is the view we're getting. So it's a nice little camera that we can see behind. So it's not too hard, and here's how to get it done. So here is a view of the standard mirror that the LR3 that I have came with. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to get is, if you've got the standard lowest end mirror, you want to get another one that looks similar to this. And we want to get it for a couple of reasons. We want to try to make this look as stock as possible. So what we want is these covers, but then we actually want to tear this off, and then you'll actually cut afterwards. I've already cut them, and we want this piece. So what we were going to do is splicing our wires to this connection. So this connection is up in the roof, and we were just going to be able to plug it straight in. If you've got this little pigtail, it's just going to be easier to wire up everything and in your shop, and then plug it in the car once you get there. So again, we're wanting this piece and this piece, and we'll do away with the mirror. So if you've already got this, you're going to have to sacrifice it. If you don't have it, one like this, get it on eBay or from a salvage yard. Now for the wiring. So this piece, you don't need this. This is going to be in the roof of the car, but I'm going to use it for demonstration. So we've got a black wire in the middle, a red and green one. Green and red, that does power. Black is in the middle, that is ground. And then this green and brown one on the end tells the the gear selector is in reverse. So this wire, we have black in the middle, and then we have a cream one that connects onto the red, so that's where our power is. And then the gray one, this dark gray one, will be our reverse. So that's where we're going to make our connections. Okay, so I've used these soldering ones. I use the smallest ones, the gray ones though, to make those connections. So I like those. They work really, really well. They're strong and easy to use. All right, so to get behind this piece, what you want to do is pry from this end. Best just to use your fingers just so you don't mar anything up. But go this end first, and it'll come right out. If you notice, this end has got these right here. So just pry it out from this end where it's got the clips. And then what you'll want to do is dig around, and you'll find your connector right here, the white one. So if you've got this mirror, nothing's plugged into it. If you got the other mirrors, it might be plugged into it. Now this is the test run. So I'm gonna wrap this in nice electrical tape so nothing happens. Now I'm lucky with this camera because the reverse light, you can just go right here. But this camera doesn't have any lights. So I think if you did have lights, there are some more connections where you might need to get it power for the actual light, and you can do that with the tail light. But because I used the camera with no little lights that go with it, I didn't have to do that. Hopefully the reverse lights from the tail lights give this enough viewing at night, so it's not an issue. I've got my connections all made, all the wires done. I just did a test and it works. It's all good. Okay, so I got the camera installed. I did drill a little hole right here for the wire, and then a couple little notches for the wire to rest. Note, Chinese little bolt got misthreaded. So I used some JB Weld. I don't think you're going to see any of that. So it looks pretty stiff, hard on there, so I think it's going to be fine. I did run the wires through here, so underneath, and then it's going to come up here. I'll probably put a little protection right here, and then just zip tie them up here and then out, make the connection. Okay, so here's the final, what the camera looks like from the outside. It does point down a little more than I would like, but I think it definitely accomplishes the objective. All right, thanks to note. If you notice, I did pull down the headliner. I was working on some water ingress from the drain lines for the sunroof. So you do not need to do all that. You can just take down the driver's side, the 3 handles, and the A pillar and the B pillar, and the A, B, C, probably the D pillar also. And you will be able to get access and be able to put the wires up into the underneath the headliner, so you don't feel like you have to take everything down. And it's really not that hard to lower it just enough to get some wires back up in there, and just all on one side.